Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video is going to be a complete and utter mess. I can already feel it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to have the same rhythm or the same flow. It's not going to be as clean as I try to make these videos, but honestly, the noggin's absolutely pickled, ladies and gentlemen, because this video right here is a video I have been hoping and praying and waiting to make over the last 9 freaking years on the channel, and I'm pickled, lads. I'm absolutely emotional that today is the day that we finally get to say we are here to talk about this ruthless, record-breaking champions of Scotland, Rangers Football Club. And you would think after 9 years and so many times I've thought about this video, I would have a clue what I was going to say, but genuinely there is nothing up here apart from just happiness, joy, and just raw emotions. And I don't know how you are feeling, ladies and gentlemen. We will try to break down the game of football from what I remember. Again, it's all scattered up here. We will speak about the Rangers 4-0 win over Aberdeen, but first I just want to talk about this Rangers side, and the word heroes and the legends and everything that gets flung around far too easily these days. But I sit back and I look at what this group of Rangers players and management and staff, because it's not just an 11, it's beyond that. It's the environment, it's the change room, it's the people that work at the stadium. What these people have went ahead and given all of us, when let's be honest, we really needed some, because of the way the world is, lockdown, all this, everyone's heat, everyone's money's been affected, everybody's businesses has been affected. We were all waiting for sports to come back because we needed something. And what these players have went ahead and gave every single Rangers fan this season when we really needed it the most is simply incredible. And for that, I will remember every single one of them is absolute legends. Because we all knew the expectations and the pressure and everything that was going in to this season, especially the way the second half of the season went and the year before, after we looked in such good shape and then it all fell apart. This was the season. Either it was 10 in a row or 55, and these players not only got 55, they absolutely started doing laps, because we could have stopped playing after the 14th of February and still won the league by 2 points. That is how good and how incredible this Rangers side actually is. And when the pressure was at the highest it could ever possibly be coming in to this season, not only have they went ahead and lapped the competition with a 25-point gap separating the champions, the best team in Scotland, and everybody else, and they've went ahead and done it in an invincible campaign, breaking the all-time British record for goals conceded that some said would never ever be broken from that Chelsea side. Well, it's been broken by this team right here, our team that's in there, with 13 goals conceded from the first whistle in the very first game to the last whistle versus Aberdeen. What we have achieved this season is honestly unbelievable. But it's not just been the players that's been incredible. You have been incredible, because you think about it, right? This journey that we've already mentioned went through some dark twists and some dark turns, and it really had some dark days, especially for me mentally, putting out here on the internet, and you know what comes out with. And again, I put myself out there so I can understand that I'm getting to get it, but I've had so many comments over the years telling me to kill myself, hang myself, laughing at me, saying, oh, just die, 10 in a row is coming, when we were getting pumped and we were getting battered in these games. And that was some dark periods where I was going through. But you guys right here on this channel, the nation, was always a bright spark, and the interaction that we had through the good times and the bad always kept us going in this ridiculous, incredible Rangers journey. So I just wanted to give a massive thank you from me to thee. Whether I've said something you've agreed, if I've liked the player you haven't, if I've said this that you didn't agree with, it didn't matter. We were always here, whether we agreed or not, right here in the channel, building this community to now just being shy of 49,000 subscribers. And I know we made the whole thing about making 50k before the end of the season, but honestly, that doesn't even matter. That's an irrelevant. Every single person who tunes in, sits here and talks about Rangers things with me, whether you've been with me for the last 9 years when I did have some black hairs here, or even if you're a regular or a new viewer, I should say, that's been watching this season during the very happy times, it doesn't matter. I greatly appreciate everyone tuning in, and I cannot wait to see what you are saying there in the comment section below, because the phones have been gone, friends and family's been phoning, we've been speaking and that, but I cannot wait to get this video out now because of you guys, because again we've had that interaction. I feel like we've got a very good connection here. We've been through a lot together, and I know yous just like yous know me, so let me know your thoughts and opinions, your raw emotions. Open your heart up if you want, or just tell me to shut up and get on with the game, as I'm sure a lot of yous will be. I cannot wait, nation. Yous have been with me from the very first day I started this channel to where we are right now, and before I went anywhere else, I just wanted to say a massive thank you from me to frickin' thee. But let's get back on the Rangers train then, because I'm sure there's going to be people saying, right, CJ, just get on with it, start talking about the game of football then. Well, let's do it. Let's speak about this Rangers side that's went ahead and went unbeaten in the entire season for the first time in 122 years, with a very strong performance versus an Aberdeen side that for 45 minutes looked to be terrified to then, let's just go out because we're getting beat anyway. And I think you've got to give the players a lot of credit for that as well, because we know how we spent last night. I mean, we were all up all the hours, we couldn't sleep, we were rattling about the house, we could not stop thinking about lifting that trophy, and these players are just like us. They've got the same feelings and the same emotion, and there's some proper die-hard Rangers men in that would have been up like us all frickin' night, but yet they were still able to get the minds right and go out there and put a performance where they can slap the fourth best team in this country 4-0. Yes, Aberdeen certainly had some opportunities, and we'll all break that down, but I'm so impressed once again with the professionalism of this Rangers team, as we are doing it the barest of bare bones, and we've got all the distractions off the field and what's coming at the full-time whistle, no matter what. But to go out there and do the job, get 102 points, remain unbeaten, beat that British record and slap Aberdeen 4-0, that to me makes for a very, very beautiful freaking Saturday. And I think going into the game of football, we got the perfect start, let's be brutally honest with that, and I think a lot of that goes down to Hadji playing in the central role, where I honestly is starting to get me excited, ladies and gentlemen, because when he's central we can just pull the strings, and that's how the first goal ends up coming from this game, as he just opens the body up, a wee switch out to Tavernier, whose first touch is delicious, his second touch is no bad either, as he just whips it right across with a lot of pace, which is always very difficult to defend, and that was backed up as it hit off the defender, and then Joe Lewis I think was moving in the other direction and kind of palmed it. He looked like he hadn't played a lot of football, but cheers to you, Joe Lewis. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, as Tavernier's cross ends up going into the back of net bang on the 5th minute, and again it was the perfect start. Unfortunately, I don't think we can count that as a Tavernier goal, or that would have been his 20th of the season, and I know he was asking Sky Sports and everything, well, am I getting it, and that's just summarised what a guy he is. But again, is Tavernier making this Rangers team go when we really need it to go? So that's from one Player of the Year candidate to the next one, as Connor Goldson done fantastically well with an incredible ball to Joe Rebo. It's like a 40-yard pass right to Joe Rebo's left foot, and from the resulting cross, it wins a corner, and then Connor Goldson has a whisker away from bursting the back of net. So you think, right, okay, the two Player of the Years are turning up with a bit of a statement. What about another Player of the Year candidate, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let's go and speak about Stephen Davis next, because this is something that isn't getting spoken about, but this is what Davis does. 16th minute of this game, Aberdeen have a very dangerous free kick. They try like a fake cross, then a pass in, and then it's a wee pass again, which should have put them through to a 1v1 scenario with Alan McGregor, but Davis reads it so well. Go back and look at that. That's an incredible reading from Stephen Davis, who again, right up here, and you're looking at the 4 nominees are starting to shine as we've got 3 of them. What about Ryan Kent? Is Kent going to let his last performance have something to say regarding Player of the Year? And yes, he did. It was almost like a battle of all the Player of the Years wanting to have a moment in this game, and it was the vital cog, the heartbeat of this Rangers team, as I call him, Ryan Kent, who had his moment in the 33rd minute, where he shows his anticipation, his aggression, and yes, he's a skillful winger, he can skill and he can thrill, but he's got a bite in between his teeth and he wants to go and get involved, and it's him nipping in, winning the ball. It ends up going over the defenders, and Joe Rebo originally wants this, but what I love about Ryan Kent is he takes assertiveness of this and says, nah, I've got this, and just grabs the ball. Somehow the ball doesn't go out because it's bouncing on the line, but the first touch is gorgeous, and then it's positive running for Ryan Kent as he takes himself into the box, forcing the defender to either allow him to pass it to Roof or wipe him out and give away a penalty kick. That's what you want to see from your winger. The defender can't get anywhere near him. He then picks out Kamal Roof with a lovely wee outside the foot finish. It, yes, does take a deflection, but that's gone in no matter what. And that sets us on our freaking way. We've now got almost an assist from Tavernier, and we've went ahead and got an assist for Ryan Kent, who moves his totals to this season 13 goals, 15 assists. That there is why he's always on that freaking wall. Now, if you're still watching today's video, you'll know exactly what's coming next. Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent down that left-hand side just takes the utter pish out of Aberdeen. Genuinely, I mean, they're backheeling it, they're flicking it, they're doing wee 1-2s. Aberdeen players like, what's going on here? It's just unfortunate it doesn't result in a goal. Or that right there would have stole the goal of the year if they eventually played their way through. But they were just taking the utter piss. And that's two top class players at the top of their game, despite Mr. Joe Aribo being back at left back. Great performance for the two of them. And everything up to this point was all going lovely. And those shoulder moves and that Ryan Kent shimmy, as we like to say on the channel, led us perfectly into half-time, where Aberdeen were forced to make several changes, one of them being Kimberry coming off the park, obviously the former Rangers man. And shout out Aberdeen, bring in big Kimberry off saying go home, get changed and go ahead and march on George Square with the boys. Top class for Stephen freaking Glass. But it's got to be actually said, his changes were obviously evident from the first couple minutes of the second half, where they just went, you know what, we're getting beat 2-0, let's just pile everybody forward and try to cause havoc. And havoc they did create. The first up of this havoc was in the 48th minute, where they get down the left hand side after Tavernier's fouled. By the way, it's genuinely a foul. The boy runs in behind him, shoves him with both hands, but the referee plays on, and they kind of take advantage of that, whip it into the back post, but the man cannot get contact with it. But if you thought that miss was bad, we talked about Lewis Ferguson coming into this game of football, how he'll be hiding his smiles and trying not to be happy that Rangers have went ahead and lifted our 55th title. But by God, did he make it pretty damn obvious. We're in the 55th minute, I believe. There's a ball into him. It's a tap into the back of net. He's 5 yards out, but somehow, some way, Lewis Ferguson manages to use his skill, use his technique, and tickles the bar to make sure the ball doesn't go in, and the clean sheet remains for the famous. Well done, Lewis. We appreciate that, son. I like it for you. But you know what's fantastic about this Rangers team is, you know now it only requires one chance for one goal, and that's the quality, and that's the recruitment, and that's how much of a good job we have done in bringing and identifying the best players that we've brought in to the club, because we didn't need 15 chances now to score one goal. It's one chance, one goal, and Aberdeen's building up pressure, and we've seen in previous seasons how that goes wrong, but we flipped it like that and killed the game off. And a lot of that has to go down to Hadji once again, the Romanian Prince. Dane hangs in the middle of the park as he anticipates, wins the ball, and he passes gorgeously right to Kamal Roof, who again I still didn't think is fully fit, but by God can he put the ball into the back of net. And there's not one part of me that doubted his quality on a 1v1 scenario with his weak foot. Not one part of me, as he just opens the body up, sends the ball right round Joe Lewis. That's 3-0, game, set and match. And that there is a perfect summary of Rangers this season and where we've improved and added to our squad, because Kamal Roof's came in here and been fantastic. Now he's scored 17 goals and 20 assists, and there was a month or two period where he did look off the boil when he was struggling to come back from injury. So can you imagine what we'll be like next season when he's got a full pre-season under his belt, adding goals to his game? It's going to be scary, man. Speaking is scary, man, we had the Scottish Premier League's Player of the Year having his moment that he always does. And it came in the 64th minute after a good save from a previous shot about 5 minutes before. This was the scrapbook McGregor moment, as Ryan Hedges, who's looked very dangerous every time I've played Aberdeen, to be fair, actually runs by Davis, runs by his Kamara, ends up skipping past Jack Simpson, and then being 1v1 with the keeper. He hits a shot, but that isn't what beats Alan McGregor. You've got to do something absolutely special to beat by far the best goalkeeper in this country. And Alan McGregor was there with a phenomenal 1v1 save, once again backing up why he's in the Player of the Year's discussion. And what's scary is you can literally go from position to position and say they could make a case for Player of the Year. But fantastic moment for Alan McGregor to keep that back door shut, because you could tell he wanted that clean sheet record. And what makes me laugh about him, right, going in, skipping a wee bit 10-15 minutes later into the game, where the game's pretty much done and dusted here. We're making loads of subs, a lot of changes are being made. Aberdeen ends up having a shot that goes like miles wide, but 3-0 up, 10 minutes away from the 55th league title, 10 minutes away from history, another record being broken, but Alan McGregor's still raging and screaming and demanding more for the players, and you can't question what that mindset and that approach to the game actually does for our team. It never ever allows the standards to slip an inch, and that for me is why he is an absolute first ballot Hall of Famer for Rangers and an all-time great, and he deserves to be on the list right up the top tier. But aye, this video is probably extremely long, so we'll just jump to the last goal in the game then, and it's so fitting that it's Jermaine Defoe. And if anyone's ever seen this channel before, you'll know that this goal meant just a little bit more to me, because this is a guy that I look up to so damn much, and I love the guy, genuinely love every fibre of his being, and I'm so happy he managed to get a goal, because he came on with Greg Stewart, and it's great to see both of them combining. Greg Stewart 10 minutes before went a whisker away for scoring, but it's a slack pass from Aberdeen, well cut out by Greg Stewart, and he passes to Jermaine Defoe, but it's not just a touch and finish. He's shown once again his instincts, his first touch, his anticipation is all still there as he turns inside one, turns inside another, sits the goalkeeper down and fires it left. He's not lost a step in that world-class finish from Jermaine Defoe, and that world-class attitude and mindset on and off the park can he ever be understated in what we've managed to do this season as well. And it's so damn fitting that he scores the last goal, because we've heard a lot about last dances and all that pish, and our boy Scotty Arfield rinsed that perfectly by saying, a lot of people talk about last dances, well, there's 25 people dancing right frickin' now, but that could be the last time we ever see Jermaine Defoe in a Rangers shirt, and that makes me so damn sad. I'm going to start greeting again. So damn sad. But if it is, that there summarises what he's brought to the football club and how much of an utter top pro he is, and the fact that he's ended this season lifting his first league title as well. Genuinely storybook stuff. But that's how the game actually ended. We unfortunately saw Joe Aribo go down with an injury as well, but I don't think it's too serious, as he was dropping wee saucy hips as they were singing and dancing to live up with Alfredo Morelos. So fingers crossed it's nothing serious, but it is the last game, and we ended it the same way we started it, with a win over Aberdeen and being the best team in this freaking country. And I'm probably repeating myself for the 55th time in today's video, but so much pride, so much happiness, so much joy, so much emotions as Rangers' season, the final curtain comes down with 32 games, 6 draws, 0 defeats, 92 goals scored, 13 goals conceded. This is so damn special, and every single person who's sitting celebrating, having fun, deserves it, because we've been through a lot, ladies and gentlemen, but this is the start. And there's going to be a lot more days like that, because you heard Steven Gerrard at the end of the game with his interview. He said he grew up with having one club in his mind. That's what he thought. He would only have one club, but this club has a special place in his heart now, and this is just the beginning, and I can't wait to move on to this next chapter with you guys. But aye, before I wrap up today's video, if this is the last time I see you for a couple of months, thank you so much for all your support. You've really made this year, which off the field and everything's been crazy and terrible, but you made this year one of the best years, one of the most memorable years in my life. So thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. And there's only one possible way to end today's video and end this incredible season, and that is by going ahead and grabbing your beverage, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time for the 55th league title, record-breaking ruthless Rangers, champions of Scotland, sponsor frickin' break. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, all the best and bye.